Hi, and welcome to English-Fabule. Are you learning English? Great. Let's learn English with a very interesting story. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Let's get started.
The morning calm in Miami was shattered by two sharp gunshots. On the bright steps of a magnificent mansion, a celebrated figure collapsed. This was Gianni Versace, a name known around the world for his bold and luxurious fashion. His company was a glittering empire, valued at more than $2 billion. Yet his incredible life ended in a moment of shocking violence, a brutal contrast to the beauty he created. Gianni Versace was born in a small, poor town in Italy. He worked hard to build his vast fashion business, making it a huge success. So, how did a simple boy with almost nothing create such a powerful and rich brand? And more importantly, who was the man who killed him? It seems Gianni never even met his killer before that final fatal day. This is the central puzzle we will try to solve. To truly understand Gianni's murder, we need to look deeper. We must first learn about a strange curse that seemed to follow his family. This dark shadow was always there from the very beginning of their story, touching their lives in unexpected ways. This curse shaped their path long before Gianni became famous or faced his tragic end. The killer was closer than anyone imagined, hiding where no one thought to look. And even worse, the police had a chance to stop him. They made a serious mistake only days before Gianni was murdered. This error allowed a deadly plan to go forward, leading to the shocking events on those mansion steps. A sad beginning. Life in Gianni's hometown was hard. Money was scarce, and few people could read or write. Many families left to find work in mines or farms. But Gianni's family, with his mother as a dressmaker and his father as a salesman, managed to stay. They were one of the few families with a car and a television. But happiness did not last. Gianni had a sister, Fortunata. One day, when Gianni was 6 years old, they went to a carnival. Fortunata scraped her knee. It seemed like a small cut, but she got very sick with an infection called tetanus. The local doctor gave her the wrong medicine. Just one day later, Fortunata died. She was only 10 years old. Her party dress was still on. This was a very sad time for Gianni's parents. They decided to have another child. This was Donatella. Gianni was 10 years old then, and Donatella became his best friend. She would later play a very important role in his life. Gianni spent many hours in his mother's dress shop. He watched her make clothes and help women feel beautiful. He loved drawing. His teachers, however, did not understand him. At 9 years old, they called him a sex maniac because his school notebooks were full of drawings of women. His mother saw differently. She knew Gianni was not drawing the women themselves. He was drawing the amazing dresses on them. This was the first sign of his special talent for fashion. Gianni did not like school. He failed many classes and often went to the beach instead. He loved buying clothes, fashion magazines, and concert tickets with his allowance. His parents worried he had no clear path. They wanted him to go to college, but Gianni was not interested in studying. When it was time for his final high school exam, Gianni did not go. he never got his diploma. His father was very angry. He believed Gianni was wasting his future and making a big mistake. But Gianni knew what he wanted to do. He went straight to work in his mother's shop, learning all about clothes and fashion. In 1965, when Gianni was 19, his mother helped him open his own small shop. He called it El di Francesca Versace. Gianni then traveled to Europe to buy new clothes for his store. When he returned, his mother was surprised. The clothes were very modern and showed more skin than people usually wore in their town. She worried they were too bold. His father had thought Gianni was ruining his life. But Gianni understood what young women wanted. Soon, many women came to his boutique to buy these new styles. His risky choices paid off. This step, taken against his father's wishes, led to a discovery that changed everything and began his first successful business. 3. Going to the city. Gianni was 25 years old when a new chance came. He had learned dressmaking from his mother, always carrying his sketchbook. On a trip, he showed his designs to Florentine Flowers, a knitwear brand. They liked his work and asked him to work with them in Tuscany. Gianni agreed. He moved to Tuscany. In just a few months, his first collection was a great success. His bosses were so happy they gave him a special gift, a new Volkswagen convertible car. This was a surprising reward for a talented young designer. When he was 26, Gianni moved to Milan, Italy's biggest fashion city. He started freelancing for brands like Callaghan and Gianni. Everyone saw his talent. His ideas helped Gianni's sales triple, from $2 million to $6 million a year. For 6 years, Gianni worked hard and made many friends in Milan's fashion world. He earned a lot of money. In 1978, at 32, Gianni decided to open his own fashion brand. A rich Italian family gave him money to start. Gianni valued family. He asked his brother Santo to be CEO, and his sister Donatella to be vice president. Together, they started Gianni Versace S.p.A. Gianni found a prime location for his first shop in Milan. When it opened, there was only one small rack of dresses. But Gianni was clever with window displays. These beautiful displays attracted women inside. The brand quickly became popular, even with limited clothes. It was the start of a journey to make his family rich. His sister Donatella moved to Milan to help. But she was young and soon felt bored. She wanted to design clothes too. So Gianni created a new line, Versace, just for her. This showed how the family would work together, but also how their individual desires might create tension later. Gianni used new materials like aluminum mesh, leather, and lace. This made his designs unique. But his clothes were also very revealing. Some people, including the media, did not like this. A saying started, "Armani dresses the wife and Versace dresses the mistress." Gianni ignored the criticism. He knew his customers wanted to show their bodies and feel proud. This choice made him famous, but it also upset the traditional fashion elite. 4. A new style. Gianni Versace brought a new style. Other brands made elegant clothes, but Gianni used unusual materials like aluminum mesh, leather, rubber, and lace. This made his clothes stand out. His designs were often revealing. Many, including the media, did not like this. They said, "Armani dresses the wife, and Versace dresses the mistress." This meant Armani made clothes for proper women, while Versace dressed those who wanted to be bold. Gianni ignored the criticism. He knew women wanted to feel strong and proud, not hide their bodies. He believed fashion should break old rules daily. In 1992, Gianni created Miss S&M, a collection with models in leather harnesses. Donatella also wore a bondage dress to the Met Gala. These designs caused much talk. They showed women were not afraid to show skin, changing fashion. Gianni had big plans for Versace worldwide. In 1979, he opened his first store in China. Other fashion companies ignored Asia then, but Gianni saw a chance. This early move made Versace popular there, long before rivals. This decision would help the company greatly later. Gianni was a great designer and marketer. He knew famous people wearing his clothes was important. He dressed celebrities like Elton John, Michael Jackson, Cher, Madonna, and Princess Diana. When these stars wore Versace, magazines showed their photos. Demand for Versace soared, making the brand very famous. In 1994, actress Elizabeth Hurley wore a Versace safety pin dress to a movie event with Hugh Grant. The media loved it, making her very famous. This showed the power of one person making a design known to millions. This celebrity marketing, like today's influencers, was Gianni's strategy long before the internet. Versace grew beyond clothes. They sold products like sheets, plates, and perfume. Gianni wanted everyone to own a piece of Versace, not just the rich. If a dress was too costly, sunglasses or perfume were available. This made the brand popular worldwide. But with all his fame, Gianni kept a big secret. He was gay and in love with Antonio D'Amico. His family feared this truth could harm the company's reputation. So for years, Gianni hid his true self from the public. The secret was always a risk. The big secret. Gianni Versace kept a big secret for many years. He was gay and in love with a man named Antonio D'Amico. His family wanted to keep this private. They were afraid it could harm the company's good name. So Gianni did not show his true self to the public for a long time. In 1992, Gianni and Antonio bought a beautiful house together in Miami. This house was in a part of the city called South Beach. Even with his fame, Gianni stayed humble. He often visited local nightclubs, not to drink or dance, but to see what people were wearing. He looked for new ideas for his designs. He would talk to people from the area, learning from them. Gianni's fashion designs continued to be very famous. He loved to make clothes that were new and daring. In 1992, he released a new collection. It was called Miss S&M. In this show, models wore leather harnesses. This caused a lot of talk. That same year, Donatella, Gianni's sister, wore a special bondage dress to a big event called the Met Gala. Many people talked about this dress too. Gianni broke fashion rules. He showed that women were strong and could show their bodies if they wanted. He said that fashion must always change and break new ground. 2 years later, in 1994, another big event happened. An actress, Elizabeth Hurley, wore a dress to a movie premiere. It was a black Versace dress, held together with many gold safety pins. Everyone saw it. The media went crazy. This dress made Elizabeth Hurley very famous. Today, this dress is so well known that it has its own page on Wikipedia. Some people thought these designs were too much, but for Gianni, controversy often brought more attention and more money. His bold choices made his brand more popular. He was not afraid to challenge old ideas of beauty and style. He believed in showing confidence and strength through his clothes. But Gianni was hiding another secret, a very serious one. In 1993, a sad thing happened. Gianni was told by doctors that he had cancer. It was in his inner ear. Later, he also found out he had HIV. These were very serious illnesses. Gianni understood that his life might end soon. Because of this, he started to write his will. He wanted to make sure everything was in order for his company and his family. He thought about what would happen if he died from these sicknesses. Gianni fought his illnesses. He went through treatment. He did not die from the cancer or HIV. He survived. Gianni felt like he had a second chance at life. He believed he was lucky to overcome such hard times. He looked forward to a future where he could continue his passion for fashion. He did not know that a different danger was coming. Far away, a man named Andrew Cunanan was traveling. This man was a serial killer, and he was coming to Miami.
Gianni had no idea that his life would soon be taken by this stranger, much sooner than any illness would. 6. The Last Day. July 15th, 1997, began like many other mornings for Gianni Versace. The Miami sun was warm. Gianni woke early, as he always did, ready for his routine. He enjoyed a walk from his mansion to a local cafe. He bought a cup of coffee. He also picked up 2 magazines, Vogue and The New Yorker. These magazines were for new ideas and inspiration for his fashion designs. He held his coffee and magazines, walking back home, enjoying the quiet morning air. He felt calm. But this morning was his last. As Gianni reached the steps of his house, a man waited. His name was Andrew Cunanan, 27 years old. Andrew stepped out, holding a gun. He shot Gianni twice. Gianni fell onto the marble steps. It was a brutal attack. By chance, one bullet hit a white dove flying nearby. The bird fell dead next to Gianni. When police arrived, they saw the dead dove. They thought it was a message from the mafia, suggesting a mob hit. They were wrong. Andrew Cunanan was not a mafia killer. He was a dangerous serial killer, wanted by the FBI for other murders. He had been on America's Most Wanted. After killing Gianni, Andrew disappeared. For 8 days, police searched for him. The country watched. Finally, 8 days later, Andrew Cunanan was found in a boathouse. He chose to end his own life rather than face arrest.
The real reason Andrew killed Gianni is still a great mystery. Many have tried to understand it. Some believed Andrew was obsessed with Gianni, wanting to be close to the famous designer. Andrew was gay, and some reports said he had worked as an escort. A TV series made later showed Andrew trying to get close to Gianni, perhaps stalking him. But police investigators found no proof that Andrew and Gianni ever knew each other. So was Andrew a stranger, a stalker, or had they met before? The true motive remains unknown. The news of Gianni's death shocked the world. In Miami, people were heartbroken. They created a memorial on the steps where he died. Over 2,000 people, including many famous individuals, attended Gianni Versace's funeral. It was shown on television. The killer was dead, but for Gianni's family and his fashion company, the difficult times were just starting. Soon, Gianni's will, his final wishes for his money and company, would be read. Everyone wondered who would control his empire. The will held a big surprise. Most of his vast wealth was left to a child. This would change everything. 7. The sisters' problem. After Gianni's death, everyone expected his sister Donatella to take control of the company. She was already working as the vice president and was very involved. But Gianni's last will held a big surprise. He left 20% of the company to Donatella and 30% to his brother Santo.
The biggest part, 50%, went to his niece, Allegra Versace Beck. Allegra was only 11 years old then. Gianni loved her very much and called her his little princess. This gift meant Allegra would be rich, but it was a heavy thing for a young girl to carry. She did not want to be famous and liked her privacy, so she did not get too involved in the family business later on. Donatella became the creative director, taking her brother's place. She continued to design new clothes. In the year 2000, Donatella designed a famous green dress with a jungle print. Jennifer Lopez wore this dress to the Grammy Awards. Everyone talked about it. So many people searched for the jungle dress online that Google had a problem. At that time, Google only searched for text, not pictures. The search demand for Donatella's dress was so high that Google saw a big need. This led Google to create a new way to search, Google Images. It was a big change in the internet world, all because of one dress. But even with this success, Donatella had a very hard time. She was very sad about losing Gianni. She later said that she started to use drugs to help with her feelings. She developed a cocaine addiction. The media also said mean things, calling her just a figurehead. They did not believe she could lead Versace after Gianni. This made her feel worse and led her to use more drugs. It was a difficult time for her. At Allegra's 18th birthday party, Donatella had a big breakdown. Her friends and family were worried. A family friend, Elton John, helped her. She agreed to go to a special center to get help. Later, around 2014, the company was not doing well. Sales were going down. The family had to make a hard choice. They sold 20% of the company to a group called Blackstone Group. They also hired a new CEO, Jonathan Akeroyd. He helped to make Versace popular again, especially with younger people. But the family later decided that the next generation would not run the business. Donatella and Santo wanted Gianni's brand to live on. They made a very difficult decision, one that Gianni had told them never to do. They decided to sell the family business completely. 8. The end of the story. The Versace family faced a big choice. After Donatella's struggles, the company needed help. In 2014, sales were not doing well. The family decided to get outside help for the brand. They sold 20% of the company to a firm called the Blackstone Group. They also hired a new leader, Jonathan Akeroyd, as the CEO. Jonathan worked hard and helped make Versace strong again. The brand became popular with young people once more, and business improved. Still, Santo and Donatella thought about the future. They knew that the next generation of the family might not want to run the business. They wanted Gianni's brand to live on for many, many years, even after they were gone.
So they made the big decision to sell the company completely. In 2018, a company called Capri Holdings bought Versace. The price was over $2.1 billion. Donatella and Santo both kept their jobs at Versace. They still work for the company today. They also got shares in Capri Holdings, which were worth $176 million. This sale brought a new sense of peace to the family, as if the difficulties they faced, sometimes called the Versace curse, had finally ended. Gianni Versace started from a very small and poor town in Italy. He had a great vision and built a fashion empire from nothing. His creative ideas changed the world of style and beauty. The brand grew to be worth billions of dollars. Even after his sudden and sad death, Versace stayed a top name in fashion around the world. It showed how special and strong his vision was. We can look back at Gianni's life and his brand. We might wonder if his story would be different if he had not died so soon. Did his tragic end make the Versace brand even more famous? Did it make his legacy last forever? His journey from a poor boy to a global icon will always be remembered. A powerful story of dreams, challenges, and lasting style.
Hey there! Just a second before you go. If you learned something new today, please give this video a like, write your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second, and it really, really helps to create even better English videos for you. Your support means the world. Thank you.